Well, I am absolutely fed up of drawing games. We have played 14 games since we last met. We have drawn 7 of those. The good news is we only lost 1 game in that run of fixtures though, and that was the Carabao Cup third round, which I did say last episode was the one competition I didn't mind losing in. Looking at that run of results, that now looks very suspicious. I do realise that. We did only lose 1-0 and I didn't weaken my team that much. So I say I didn't weaken that team that much. It is pretty much entirely second string apart from Saint-Maximin. But in fairness, after losing the opening Champions League game against Bayer Leverkusen, as you saw last time, I did have to prioritise that a little bit more than I probably would have otherwise. Away draws with Juventus and Sevilla got us 2 points on the board and most importantly, kept us in the head-to-heads. We beat Sevilla at home, we beat Bayer Leverkusen away from home just to get revenge on them really, 2-0 as well, so that's evened that out should that go to a tie. Because the group looks like this right now, 10 points for Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus at bottom, Sevilla third, and they can't actually go ahead of us. Yeah, I really probably should have brought you the last game, but it was Bayer Leverkusen again, and I didn't want to do that. And I did kind of overlook the fact that if we won that match, the head-to-head would have us on Sevilla there. So that's my bad. I do apologise for that. But most importantly, we can make sure that Juventus finish bottom. And for a team that was in the top end of the predictions in terms of bookies' odds at the start of this competition, it's fun to watch them fail. We also kind of want to hope Sevilla beat Bayer Leverkusen as well. Being a top seed in the knockout draw might be useful. I'll show you the other groups when we get to that match. But in regards to the other fixtures, we're unbeaten in the league still. A lot of draws in there, in fairness. 1 against Liverpool. That's all right, really. 1 away at Leeds, 1 away at Norwich. Wolves at home, we should obviously be winning as well. But recent form, however, much better. 5-1 against Leicester, 3-1 against Tottenham, and 3-0 away at Man City. Dominic's in the goals. The 3-1 against Spurs is actually particularly impressive because I didn't even start with Dominic in that one. Sesko started that. He's back. And what makes the 3-0 even more impressive than the Spurs result is the fact I then forgot to put the main team back in again for that. So Sesko also started that game. Dominic Calvert-Lewin came off the bench and scored twice. Yeah, that was my bad. In fairness, when you're playing 14 games off camera, you do tend to sort of phase out of it a little bit. All that means, we are top and unbeaten. 8 wins, 6 draws. Manchester City have a game in hand, Chelsea have 2, both of which can go ahead of us. But being top of the table doesn't really matter. What really matters is beating West Ham, who have beaten us 3 times in a row now. I actually didn't realise we did okay against them in Season 1, but yeah, last year, home and away, we lost, and of course we just lost to them in the Carabao Cup. There's something odd going on with Tyrone Mings, and I don't know what it is. For some reason, he's now only regarded as 2.5 stars, despite the fact that the 3-star rated Zagadou is undoubtedly worse. Those physicals, those mentals, even the technicals, if you look at them closely, don't compare. And I don't really know why that's happened. I'd understand it if the entire team had lost star ratings because someone had developed, but it's just Mings. I'm also stuck in a weird catch-22 with Benacer. He's upset he's not getting star player playing time, despite the fact he started basically every game. But because he started basically every game, he's now also jaded and needs a rest every other game. You can't both be jaded and want more playing time. I haven't clicked on him in a while. Am I going crazy, or is he better? Probably. Anyway, the lineup against West Ham would be Castiles in goal, of course, Digne, Mings, Soule, Lamptey in the backline, Nianzou, Willock and Benacer. Saint-Maximin will start just because Diaz is a little bit tired playing games. Adeyemi on that right-hand side. Probably actually the main reason why Saint-Maximin's starting on the left today, because the Diaz-Saint-Maximin thing can't really work whilst Adeyemi's putting in a 7.78 for the last 5 games. Yep. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. I can't have Diaz, Saint-Maximin and Adeyemi. I have to drop one of them. Also regarded as 4 stars now, I do know that form does factor into star ratings, more so this year seemingly. On paper still, not fantastic really, actually. At 18-17, clearly, too much for some people to handle. Oh good god, I've just realised, 18-17 for Adeyemi, Lamptey's 20-17 pace. Speedy boys on that right-hand side, technical boys on the left-hand side with Digne and Saint-Maximin actually, so... The West Ham team isn't actually largely changed. They've got a new striker in Seferovic. Calvert-Lewin somehow doesn't score. They've got Seferovic up front, Verbic on the left. I think there's one other change, I think it's left back, and that's, oh, there's Bowen. Why can't we beat West Ham? But yeah, three of their starting lineup are not West Ham players already. Actually, the goalkeeper may be different as well. But arguably the weirdest thing is Fornals is playing as a defensive midfielder or centre midfielder. He's alongside Souček in the middle. Soule now, forward to Adeyemi. Adeyemi in a very, very purple patch. Nianzou. Tackle's gone in. Seferovic now with an opportunity for Bowen to get over there, and does indeed. I'm already fearing this because it's a back post header, isn't it? No, Verbic. Well, it's still going to be a back post header, just on the opposite side. The cross hit the crossbar. Fair enough. Coup foul back to Fornals. Feel like we've seen the highlight, but I have been mugged off by that recently. Yeah, Fornals as a DLP is a bit weird. He can play centrally, but I think he's actually playing DM alongside Souček. It's hard to tell. Of course their goalkeeper's changed. We sold them that goalkeeper in the easiest bit of money I've ever made in Football Manager. Although regretting it now, obviously. Well, the first half went by without any further incident. I told him to get revenge, which is necessary because we need to do something. What a lovely team talk so far this is. There we are. Inspired and motivated, majority of them. Let's hope we're inspired and motivated to get a goal. Benacer, Mings, not there. Something's happened. Verbic is getting a verbal warning from the referee, and penalty review is happening. Let's see if we actually get the review this time. We do. The box is here. Awarded. Adeyemi took one recently, missed it. It's Adeyemi on it, actually. I don't know why. I've told Benacer to take them, but Adeyemi does bury this one. And we equalised. I mean, I'll take a penalty if that's what it takes to get us back on track to get something out of this game. But nice penalty, really. Actually, low, far corner. Would have preferred high, far corner, but goalkeeper went the right way as well. Gotta be said, though, this year's table, top 7, the ones you would expect. Quote-unquote Big 6 and us. And then it's Leicester right behind, so it is actually pretty standard, the table so far this year. Mings plays it short to Nianzou from a deep free kick. So Maximan in a bit of space. Oh, what a lovely ball. It's got to be said, you've not seen it all, of course, because there's been 14 games in between. We have played some lovely football in between. Also, Cavalier in up to 14 goals this season already. Much better from Dominic. Much better. This is beautiful. Oh, I cannot praise that. I cannot praise that move enough, really. I was hoping we'd see it with offside lines just because of the timing of that run. I really wanted to focus on the timing of that run, but never mind. Ball taken into the middle. It's 2-1 up. 75 minutes on the clock. Really should be thinking about substitutions. Bowen. On to Boscagli. Souček. Fornals. Lucas Vasquez. Another new face, really, but only off the bench. And Bowen's there again, but this might be flagged as offside. Felt like he was. That might just be a spectacularly timed run. It's being reviewed. It's being awarded. It was a spectacularly timed run. It felt like it was offside when he actually got to the ball, but the timing of this must be everything. Okay, I'm going to need to see this with lines. I watched him more intently that time. I'm fairly certain he is off. Oh, he's behind the ball. That was harder to tell from the angle I was at. Alright, Lamptey's knackered, as you might expect. And Barbo on, who's also unhappy about... And Barbo's not unhappy about playing time. And Barbo's happy that he doesn't think he's got the quality. Despite the fact I am playing him as the second choice. Hatterball also feels like he hasn't got the quality to play. He's slightly more justified because I don't think he has played. Anyway, Dini's picked up another yellow card. I don't understand Dini and his yellow card pickups, to be honest. Simicast will get some minutes. And then it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo for who comes off, really, from this front six. You know what? We're going to have to rest Benacer again, probably. Mokoko's been complaining about minutes as well. Get some. Vasquez with a corner. It's gone to the back post, and Castiles is there. Oof. And Barber gets in the way. I'll take a draw, to be honest. As much as I've been complaining about draws, I will take one right now. Late encourage, and there's another corner for West Ham in injury time. Near post this time. Castiles does fantastically, and Rice is being not fouled. That was an interesting ball, but release Moukoko. Release him. He has been released, Moukoko. Go round him. Go round him. Don't go round him. It's his first goal. That'll end up on end-of-season reels. Will it? I mean, it's a lovely ball and a lovely break. You really thought that the highlight was actually Castiles' save from that corner, but Moukoko is released with a lovely ball over the top of him, and I really thought he'd go round him there, but no. Decides to mug him off and cross it in front of him. That was risky from Moukoko, but he got away with it. Castiles to Benacer. Arsenal beating Aston Villa. Mings. It's a little bit late for me to be adding instructions to always press someone there, assistant manager. It's 2 minutes left. Benacer with a chance to absolutely... Never mind. Danny Ings has equalised for Aston Villa. Blimey, I need to show you that Aston Villa match. I just saw the goal timings. 3-2 here. What a finish. Excellent comeback. Fantastic. I need to show you that Aston Villa, because if you missed that on the side there, I missed it until I just saw that late goal. Judging by the order in which those prompts came up, Ings equalised in the 81st. Chukwueze then scored in the 81st, somehow. And then Ings scored again in the 86th. I hope no one went to the loo on the 81st minute. That was an expensive match. 8 million paid out for 50 league games for 2 different people. Oh look, Benacer needs to be rested again. A little bit surprised that Moukoko ended up as the best player there. The one thing I will say about Mokoko's unhappiness is he didn't want to leave, he wanted to go on loan. However, because of his age, I think I can get him to be homegrown club in 3 years. That's why I'm not letting him go. If I can get him and Sesko as homegrown club, not that this save is probably going to go that far, but there's always the option of continuing this over on Twitch. I always do these just to see what they think we need, and as always, they're wrong, so I've deleted everything and left it with other, but we don't need another striker, ignore Timo Werner. Well, this is a confusing one. Sesko wants his agreed playing time recognised as a regular starter. Agreed playing time, squad player. Right, okay. It's better worded in this dynamics box. Wants his playing time increased to be a regular starter. That's not worded well. Thanks, Tyrone. So this is the situation in the Champions League, and I do realise I should have brought you this before Tuesday, because the first half of these have played their 6th game now, and actually, one of the things I was going to highlight has happened. Zenit finished 2nd. Monaco and Napoli not progressing. Inter Milan not progressing, but Liverpool were 2nd in that group. It was neither or for them. Atletico progressing at the expense of Arsenal, who lost a game to Vienna. But the second half of this table is also still quite interesting. Benfica ahead of Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich played Benfica at home in the final game. So one would presume Bayern will top that group. Man City and Real Madrid progress out of their group, unsurprisingly, although they did lose a game to Man City. Ourselves and Leverkusen, as we're already aware, are already qualified, but the order of which will be dependent on how these last 2 games finish. And the bottom group still all to play for. Porto, Club Brugge and PSV, the 3 in the fight. Roma, out of it. It's worth saying, Brugge and PSV both play their games at home. I forget which round those 2 matches are. Brugge at home to bottom Roma and PSV at home to top Porto. So there is a chance of swapping over down there. But all in all, I would like to finish top, really, because it's likely going to be Brugge or PSV there. The 2 Madrids are obviously going to be problematic. Benfica likely to be 2nd there. Liverpool's obviously problematic as well. And Zenit, though, that's kind. Ajax, probably prefer Ajax to Dortmund. I've just seen this bit of news on the social media and I'm so confused. There was a player called Etienne Green who plays for Saint Etienne. He has only played for Saint Etienne. What? Is it the case of someone being born in Saint Etienne and being named after the place they were, conceived in? Worth a fair bit. He's reasonably decent. I can see why he's not in the England setup. So a few changes. I'm going to keep Castells in goal just because I don't want to lose, really, more than anything. Tsimikas, Zagadou, Anel, Lamptey will remain at right back just because Mbabu is suspended. Toussaint, Gagliardini and Winks will be in that middle. Full rotation in the middle. Diaz comes in on the left-hand side. Adeyemi remains on the right-hand side just because Elliott is woeful and Alvarado is unregistered. Makoko will start up front just for the game time that I've promised him, basically, more than anything. Give Dominic a bit of a rest. Really, there's only 3 people missing out right now. Benacer, who I've told I'm resting. Nianzao, who's on a yellow card warning and knackered. And Mings, who really could actually play. But, of course, this is the fight between the black and whites. Although, naturally, the Zebra are not playing in their stripy kit. For we are the home team for this match. Their team is actually surprisingly similar. Immobile has been added, and I'm not really certain if there's been any others. I think the defensive pairing might have changed just because, of course, Bonucci and, oh good God, the other one are now getting on a bit. Christensen is now joining De Ligt, who is already there, of course, in that backline. Cucurella has joined them at left-back as well. Kulusevski, back to Christensen. I mean, it's the Italian centre-back pairing that just won the Euros, and I can't remember one of their names. Zagadou, forward to Gagliardini, formerly of Inter Milan. He knows these lads well, probably. Bukoku now, charging forward. Luis Diaz, Gagliardini on the edge of the box. Chesney's there. To corner. Gagliardini whips it in. Zagadou doesn't get to it. Sorry, that was an insane tackle by Makoko there. And an insane goal by Makoko. What on earth? I mean, the text says Makoko. Ooh, I say. Yeah, I mean, I was very tempted to go that camp in response as well. It's not about the corner here. That's dealt with. Cucurella on the edge of the box. Slight tackle by Makoko. Just Toussaint gets it, gives it back to Makoko, who just drills it from there. I mean, if you watched the Thiago goal recently from Liverpool, similar. And I've just noticed Bayer Leverkusen have dropped down the table, so I don't know why I've got the Premier League results on right now. That's happening at the same time. Zagadou near post. It's a goal. We're still getting them. Not quite as often as last year, weirdly. It feels like a natural amount this year, to be fair. But Zagadou, near post. It's better than getting none, which is what happened in previous years. Last year was particularly difficult to find a working corner tactic. Toussaint. I mean, last year was ridiculous. Tyrone Mings with 13. Lamptey now. Still Lamptey. Why not, Tariq? Why not? Opportunities there. Bayer Leverkusen are now drawing. It's 2-2 at Sevilla. Wow. This is fabulous work from the lads so far. I mean, the back 7 are rotation apart from Lamptey. In fact, 8 of the 11 are rotation. So this is a fairly good showing from... Oh, there's Moise Keane. He's in. He's not in. Was that over the line? No. He kicked it backwards. How could that possibly be over the line? I mean, that's next to the goal. That's not even in the goal. Why are we seeing this? So provided Bayer Leverkusen don't get another goal, and I will turn it to the Champions League results and scroll down to the relevant position, Bayern indeed beating Benfica, but it's not comfortable. Not comfortable. PSV beating Porto, actually. Which might change the dynamics of that group entirely. Don't know what the head-to-head's like. They're all on 10 points. Head-to-head means no matter what PSV do right now, unless it's goal difference, despite winning, PSV are third. But it's our group that matters. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening except Man City getting more goals. And I now can't see the top of this. That's helpful. Right, Adeyemi tired. Sure. Harvey Elliott on. Luis Diaz tired. Sure. Sam Maximan on. Lamptey tired. Don't have anyone to come on there. Winks, who's been complaining about not getting enough game time, despite being a squad player, having a shocking game. So, going well. I say shocking game. It's a 6.8, but he does stand out as the only one not on a 7 apart from the goalkeeper. This is going to require Willock on to move around for a few minutes. Castile's a late chance, perchance. Anel, who's got to be about halfway to triggering that permanent transfer by now. Elliott charging forward. Inwards to Winks. Maybe he can get a goal too. Nope, never mind. Close. And now he's off. Juventus with one shot on target all game. They might get a second here, though, as Rabiot has a chance to break. It's 2v2, go with 3v2 actually going forward. They've realised I only leave 2 people back, apparently. Back post completely unmarked. Never mind, Lamptey gets in the way of that. Well, what are we doing? Why are we playing out weirdly dangerously at the back? It's actually, it might be a chance for us. Is that Maximan going all the way? No, McKennie now. Possession's changing all the time. It's very confusing. McKennie, De Ligt. Highlights just calm down, sort of. Now they're playing around their back line. De Ligt, charging forward. Moise Keane, the wonderful new gen. Moise Keane, McKennie, back post, offside, irrelevant highlight. You know what it was? I think it was just because it was something close to being a highlight near the end of the game. We wasted basically a full minute of game time on that highlight, despite the fact he was offside at the end of it. So Maximan, with a late chance to make it 3, he's decided just to run off the pitch and trigger full time, I guess. Cheers, Alan. And Chesney, with Juventus in need of 2 goals, decides to play it short. I think they were out regardless. I did take my eye off the top right-hand side there, so I don't know how the other game's finished. I clicked the wrong thing there. I clicked the wrong thing. I said I wasn't happy. Some people were actually motivated. Sevilla got a 3rd goal. We are top. Yes. This game did matter. Chelsea played one of their games in hand and won it, so thanks to 2 sendings off, probably. I see double sendings off quite a lot more than you probably should. But Manchester City also with a game in hand. Liverpool also with a game in hand, although goal difference actually might not take them ahead, surprisingly. But Chelsea with another game in hand to go even further ahead of us. I mean, I love the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo's telling Upamecano to join them. He's 38 and hilariously unregistered for something. What's he unregistered for? Because he's played Euro Cup and Premier League games. Sorry, did I just see Fred had the highest goals per minute? I think I did, but I think he may not have made enough appearances to go on this list. You know, you get the stats at the bottom of the loading bar. It was on that. If I go on the actual one, he doesn't appear on it. He has a conversion rate of 50%. This is probably why. He's had 3 goals in 6 shots. 1 appearance, 7 subs. He's at West Ham. He's done the move that Lingard should have. But Dominic, when you factor in actual appearances, top of the goals per minute. You do love to see it. Luis Diaz, 16th from attacking midfield as well. Actually, better than Lewandowski somehow, who only has 7 goals in the Premier League. I think he's taken the lead in the Champions League now from someone in the qualifying stages. But what's nice to see here is Arezzo, who I loaned out to Everton. Goal every 2 games. Not bad for an on-loan striker. I'm happy with it. Okay, so I don't know when the draw for the next round of that is, but the match happens in February. Am I going crazy? Is that FA Cup 3rd round a bit late? Isn't it normally the first Saturday of January? I think what I'll actually bring you back for is Man U FC and Chelsea right there in the middle of January. Because depending on who we draw in that Champions League first knockout round, it might be well worth doing the second leg of that alongside Spurs. I know we already did Man U FC earlier in the season, but it's next to a Chelsea match, so they could be top of the table by then. So I think that's what we'll do. Depending on the FA Cup actually as well, which the second round of which might move that Chelsea game, I'll bring you back somewhere in that January-February period, basically. Because that's what happened last time. I targeted the Liverpool game and it got moved into February. So wherever I bring you back, I hope you'll join me, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You know the deal by now. Did you enjoy the games? I mean, 2 wins, and most importantly, it's weird. You beat Juventus. Yeah, I'm more happy about the West Ham win. Finally put that one to bed. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, ta-ra.